Very simply, my name is Michael Weitzman. I call myself an educational, motivational, inspirational, entertaining, humorous, memorable, maximum impact awareness speaker. Now, if you can say that 6 times fast with an interruption, you can get $100. The situation right now, I just want to show you a couple things that I use all the time. And I want to show you a couple things. This is my coffee that I use all the time. I have my brush. I use this like all the time. Don't get any ideas. I use my lipstick, Avon, from Avon. Nail polish. I got my toothbrush. I use this all the time. My razor. My lip balm. Got my newspaper. Got to read that all the time. Got my sandwich. Got my DVD and my CD that I use. I got my soda. Got my water. Of course, got the alcohol. Gotta have that. Have my medicine, or should I say drugs. I got my glasses. I got my pad and pen. I got my GPS, my book. I got basically my map. I got my cigarettes that I need. And most importantly, I got my phone. You know what, everybody? Where do you think I'm going? I'm going driving. That's right. Going driving. Let me tell you something right now. I've had it. We have a major problem in our society right now with the multitasking and everything that's going on. All I'm trying to do is very simply is help stop all types of distractions when driving. Now the word is called all types of distractions when driving. The reason I'm doing it is twofold. Number one, I want people to be around. I don't want them to die. The other one is I don't want to prevent accidents. I don't want to see anyone getting accidents. So the reason is I'm doing this happened about 5 years ago. 5 years ago, very simply, I had a second home in Pennsylvania. Had my two daughters at the time. I had a young one, 11, and my older one was 14. We're coming back home to Rockland County from Pennsylvania. The car was going down the road. There's a little snow on the ground. Stayed along the tire tracks. Everything was fine. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I started to skid, put on the brakes, did a 180 going backwards as fast as I can be, about 40 miles an hour. And for 6 seconds, I looked at my kids, and I swear, I said, "I'm sorry, guys. I thought it was over. It was done." And at that moment, after that 6 seconds, bang! We went into a tree. At that moment, the car was smashed. My daughter hit her head in the front. She was okay. I had a little bleed coming out of my head. My daughter in the back, I said, "Are you okay?" She says, "Yeah." She turned around. And this is why I am here, and this is why I'm on a crusade. I looked at my daughter. She turned around, and I swear to God, people, I saw it look like her brain, and blood was gushing out. She said, "Am I okay?" I said, "Yeah, you're fine." I lied, got out of the car, and screamed, "Get her the blank out of here." At that moment, they pried out of the car, got it to the ambulance, and then the last words my daughter said were, "Daddy, I'm scared." And then they airlifted her to a hospital in Lehigh, Pennsylvania. At that moment, I was in Scranton with my other daughter, and then we got the word we were waiting 3 hours to see if my daughter was alive or dead. And then we got the word. She's fine. 45 stitches behind her head. She's mentally, physically, emotionally not scarred whatsoever. But who got scarred? It was me. Because, I had everything right. I had my eyes were on the road. Here's the wheel, steering wheel. I had my hands on the wheel. So I thought I was doing everything right. So what was the problem, people? My mind was distracted for 2 seconds. Could be anything that's going on in your life. For me, it was a divorce that was going on. I was separated. I was thinking about my job, whatever. For 2 seconds, skidded, and that's what caused it. So my situation, what I'm trying to tell you guys, is that I'm going around. There are so many other types of distractions than just this. You also have other things that aren't distractions. You have road rage, which is a big one right now. People that are tailgating, speeding, not obeying the law. There's so many things that are going on. What I'm on a crusade to do, because of my accident, because I'm alive and I did not die, but I did something wrong. Because just because the biggest problem on the earth right now is texting, you understand drinking and driving still blows this away. 30% of all deaths right last year were from drinking and driving. This, it's moving up fast. So what I've come up with is a very simple idea that I want everyone to do. I'm hoping everyone after they hear me today, when they go into their cars, will remember the idea and the thing I came up with. And what it is when you get into your car, you think of just 3 letters and 3 things. You think of EMH. What EMH stands for is you keep your eyes on the road, your mind on the driving, and your hands on the wheel. That is it. But what's really amazing about EMH, that I'm trying to get this to be more of a statewide and a nationwide thing, because I can't stop you from doing all these things. I can't even stop you from your thinking. But the thing is, if someone like me could go around and stick it in your head and do repetitions like advertising, EMH, keep your eyes on the road, your mind in the driving, and your hands on the wheel, I might be able to save your life and hopefully save someone else that might go into you and kill you. Because that's my other problem. I'm afraid that you might be doing everything right and someone else just goes into you because they're not. That bothers me. Let me ask you a question. EMH also goes for eyes on the road, mind on the driving, and hands on the wheel. Follow me for a second. Eyes on the road. What's the first letter of eyes and what's the first letter of road? Put them together. What do you got? ER. You don't want that. Mind on your driving. Mind and driving. What's the first letter of mind? What's the first letter of driving? Put it together. What do you got? MD. You don't want that. But what you want is hands on the wheel, H and W. This you won't get, but hope this is what you want. When you're driving, and what you want in your amazing, beautiful life. You want to be happy, and you want to be well. And that's what I come up with because I've had it. Not because of my own accident, it's the things I see out there. People are playing games with tractor trailer people. Do you know how much a tractor trailer weighs? Do you have an idea? It weighs between 20 unloaded to 30,000 pounds. Your car is about 3 to 4. You want to give the guy a finger? You want to do these things? You're crazy. You're going to lose. You're going to lose. So basically, there's other types of ideas and statistics that are going on. The other thing I also preach is for you to make sure your tires have tread on it. I mean, people are they're not checking their tires. Make sure your brakes are working. Make sure you have your seatbelt on. It's just simple things that you need to do. You make sure your windshield wipers work. All these different things.
Is there an app for that?
What?
Is there an app for that?
The app is just doing the right thing. It's just like maintenance to your body is a maintenance to your car. And people are not doing that. Let me ask you a question. How many people in this room, and I'm not going to report you, I promise. How many people in this room talk on their phone when driving? I want a hands. All right. The statistic is 60% of people talk on the phone when driving. It's incredible. Now here's a good one here. How many of you eat and or drink when you're driving in your car? That's a high number. Yeah, it's almost the same. It's amazing. 86% of people eat and drive when they're in their car. Do you think that might be a little distraction? You think maybe the reaction time could be a little different? And the other study says 80% of all car accidents are from eating or drinking when driving. And there's 65% near misses that you're not even knowing about. And what do you think of all the things that you have in your car that you eat and drink? What do you think the biggest culprit of all accidents is? I just showed it. Coffee. Whether it's Dunkin', Starbucks, I don't care. That's a big killer there. Here's a good one. I love this one. Oh my God. And be honest. How many of you shave, brush, even though you're like me, Paul, or put on makeup, Mr. Avon man, when you're driving your car. Is there anybody here saying the truth? I'm not going to report you. Anybody shave or comb their hair or brush their hair or put on makeup? Okay, that's pretty cool. But I'm just telling you, it's being done. You're one of the nice people, the good people, that are not doing that. But when I teach also, this will let you know, I teach the 6-hour defensive driving course. I'm not here pushing myself to call me and let me do this. But believe me, if you're going to hear me for 6 hours, boy, you're going to be entertained, and you're going to be informed, and you're going to be inspired. We see videos that will blow you away. That I spoke for Spring Valley High School students a month and a half ago. And I did this. I said, how many people in the room put on makeup when they drive? And you have these like 16-year-olds and 17-year-olds. They put their hands up. I said, wow, that's pretty cool. And I told them about the story of a lady 2 years ago that was putting on makeup when she was driving. And she got into an accident. And you know, when the ambulance came, they had to pull her finger out of her eye. After I told that story, I don't know if those people or those high school students are going to do that again. So it's not brain surgery what I'm trying to tell you guys to do. It's common sense. Stop the madness. Stop the multitasking. You can't do all these different things. It's amazing. And then another big one. The fifth one. How many people read when they're in their car? People are reading books. People are reading all kinds of information. It's crazy. And then another thing people are not doing that really, pardon my French, pisses me off. They don't put the signaling. They don't put the directionals on. I mean, seriously, it's common sense. You're making a left turn. Use a signal. People are just not doing it. So I'm not here to tell you what to do. And I'm not here to preach all these things. I'm trying to just help you, and hopefully it's like a pay it forward type of movement that I'm doing, that people will just have common sense and keep it in the brain to do the EMH. Keep your eyes on the road, your mind on your driving, and your hands on your wheel. Now, you know, there's other things that are going on. You have a lot of road rage. That's a big one right now that I'm telling you, the stories and the things I see will blow you away. The things I do in the course, they show why people die. I mean, just by accident. A guy was with his 19-year-old with his girlfriend, and some guy was riding the bike on the left, and he had his coffee. The coffee spilled on his lap. He veered to the left, ran the guy over, he's dead. The 19-year-old has to deal with this the rest of his life. Thank God the parents of the older man who died, they forgive him. He has a little bit off his shoulders, but at the same time, the 19-year-old killed this guy because he was just stupid common sense, worried about the coffee instead of that. So, and the really main reason, another reason I'm doing this, you might think I'm crazy. It's not just I want you to prevent you from getting into an accident and hope you don't die. Most importantly, do you understand all these types of accidents and deaths that are going on and people that don't have any type of insurance? Do you understand who's paying for that, a good portion? Do you understand that your taxes, health insurance, automobile insurance, all these different rates, well, hopefully we'll still have Social Security in the future, is all based on a lot of fact that we have to pay for all these accidents and all these deaths. It has to come from somewhere. So wouldn't it be amazing if we lowered that by having less accidents and less death, where people be around, and then we can lower fees that way? Isn't that an amazing concept? So I'm not here to preach more. There's other things. Last year, there was 5.5 million accidents in the United States. 5.5 million. 2.3 were had disability injuries, had disabling injuries. It's incredible. 5.5, that means there's 15,000 accidents a day. Last year, there was over 34,000 deaths. That's almost 100 deaths a day in the United States. It blows my mind. So all I'm saying to you, and I'm not going to take any more of your time, is that please stop the madness and start getting other people to do the same thing. So when you get in your car, you stop the texting, even the talking. Do you know that Let me ask you a question. If you've got the handheld right like this, and then you have the Bluetooth or the wire or the wireless, which one do you think has most accidents? You think it's with the phone, right? There's no difference. They did studies. Doesn't matter if you have a handheld or not have a handheld. It's the same thing because your mind is still concentrating on the talk, on the person. It doesn't matter. You can't multitask. So all I'm saying to you is, if you know any people that need my services for either their course or basically just schools or people you might know that I can speak to, any connections, because I'm speaking at Rotaries and chambers and at schools, because I have videos I'm putting together on YouTube, and I'm not stopping. The accident gave me a second chance to pay it forward and help others. So all I say to you is, EMH, keep your eyes on the road, your mind on your driving, and your hands on your wheel. EMH, good luck and good driving.